Shalom, shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto YAHAWAH BaHashem, YAHWASHI BaHashem, Rakwak double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom, shalom to my Akim, Walakwathiim, who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this final captivity. This is Brother Kawa Cub coming at you. Shalom to the speckled brother may look like the other nations, but are actually Yasharala. This is Brother Kawa Cub coming at you with another lesson. Today's lesson, I want to go into, Amos 3, verse 3. Can two walk together except they be agreed? Today's lesson is going to be on this particular thing because the inspiration for this lesson is I'm going to be talking about mixing doctrines, basically, kind of, I guess, if you want to just use that term. All right, but the inspiration that came from this actually comes from my own like channel analytics. All right, and basically what I had noticed was a lot of people that are watching me, they are apparently, you guys maybe, if not they are, whatever, are actually like either Christians, which I don't know why, if you would be a Christian watching my thing, I guess whatever, but also there's also other Israelites that don't even believe, that might not, they basically are camp hoppers, I guess, if you want to call it that. Slakia. Basically camp hoppers in the not literally like as in joining a camp and then joining another camp, but more so watching every camp. I think that's basically the best way to describe it. And the reason why I say this is because I've noticed that whenever I talk about either Christianity or if I talk about Christianity, then certain videos get certain positive feedback, and then other videos get negative. And sir, if I do a video on Christianity, it might get positive feedback and or negative feedback on it. There's also the matter of when I made a video on I forgot who it was, either Deacon Genesis or what's his name, Alazar. I also get negative feedback from that as well. So I'm over here. I'm the only logical conclusion that I can come to is that, I have Israelites, I have freaking Sakari followers, not necessarily Sakari members, but Sakari followers, Genesis followers, Alazar followers, Christians. I think Christians is basically unavoidable. So that's basically why I've come to this conclusion, because it's just like, okay, I see the negative feedback in these videos I do, and I thought like, okay, well, hold on, why bother coming to my video, why bother watching my video, why bother subscribing to me if you hear literally as soon as I start talking, maybe not in the first few seconds, but in this video for the first few seconds, yes, I do say double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. So if as soon as you hear that, why don't you just click off the video? Why don't you just block? Why don't you just, well, you can't block me, but why don't you just not watch my video? Like, that's the thing that baffles me. It's like, why do I have these returning viewers potentially coming here to my channel if you don't believe everything that I say? Why don't you just go specifically to Genesis, whatever Christian channels or whatever, to watch and learn from them? Why are you learning from me specifically? And I am being confrontational because I don't understand, and I really, for the most part, don't care about trying to convince someone. If someone has a question, of course I'll answer it to the best of my ability if it's a sincere question, or if I suspect that they genuinely want to know the answer behind the answer to it. But overall, if you've made up your mind, if you do not believe in what I believe, then why the fuck are you on my channel? Why are you subscribing to me? Why are you returning and watching videos over and over again? It's like it's just something that just like, it's just so weird to me that you would decide to do that. Like, I don't understand. I genuinely do not understand. So as a result of that, like, I just want to kind of point this out, bring this out. Like, why is this a thing? Why are we doing this? All right. Anyway, with that being said, going back to Amos 3:3, can two walk together except to be agreed? Why you? I don't. Saki, I don't want to, be associated with people that think that it's all about clout. It's all about the wrong reasons. It's all about getting money, getting paper, all that stuff. It's just like I can't associate myself with that, especially with the things that they've been going around saying. It's like, if you believe in what Genesis believes, like Deacon Genesis and Assad, all right, whatever. I don't, Slakia, I apologize for not knowing their names, names and titles, but please Yahawadah, forgive me. Anyway, the thing about this is that, why bother going through all that stuff? Why bother staying here doing this stuff if you don't listen, if you don't care? All right. Slakia, if you don't care, if you don't believe, if you don't think that what I'm saying is correct, like, why bother putting time in it? Why bother watching my videos specifically when there's so many? And I mean it, there is literally hundreds and thousands of other brothers that are making other lessons, not necessarily brothers, but Israelites that are making other videos, literally that might cater to you more and stuff like that. But yet I have people on my thing doing whatever. Born
again means this. You have to recognize you're falling short of the glory of God. That you need
Slakia. But yeah.
Now you recognize, you go into studies to understand who God is. So that you, by faith, you listen, read.
Slakia. Basically, yeah, it's like, so why are you investing time in watching and listening to what I have to say rather than going to someone that you actually agree with? Okay, and that's another thing that I also heard. Not heard, but well, yeah, I did a lesson on where there was this one Eve that had did a video, and she basically talked about, I believe pastor whatever is a prophet and he's a godly man, X, Y, and Z, but I don't agree with him when he says this, that, and a third. I forgot what I think it was talking about the J-ish people. It's like, how are you going to say that this man is in fact a prophet, but at the same time when he is saying something that's prophetic, saying as in the J-ish people are the people of God, you say you don't agree with that, you don't believe that? How is that? How does that make sense? If he is a prophet, then he shouldn't be making those mistakes and stuff like that. It's the exact same way. If you genuinely believe that the things that I'm saying are wrong, why are you still here? All right. So Slocky, let me actually continue on to reading more not prophecies, precepts. Romans chapter 16 verse 17. Now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions and offenses contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned, and avoid them, for they that are such serve not our Lord YAHAWASHI and Mashiach, but their own bellies, and by good words and fair speeches deceive the hearts of the simple. Where again, like, why are we you should be what's the word, aware of what you want to do, how to do certain things, all right, where rather than trying to just, mix and match. Oh, I like this doctrine from this person, or I like Sakari's thing, or I like GMS's thing, I like HOY's thing, I like, what's it called, this? All right, just stick to one thing. All right, stick to one thing and stop trying to associate, not associate, make your own doctrine through your own, like, let me make a gumbo of doctrine and whatnot. All right, which I see. I've been actually seeing that a lot, where people they basically say, oh yeah, I like what's his name, HOY, but or I like GMS, but I don't like how they deal with the women thing. Or I like HOY with the women thing, but I don't like how they talk about this. Or I like this, like all the different things. I've literally seen that. All right, it's something that is like very not necessarily apparent, but it is something that I have seen. Okay, where rather than just sticking to the thing, because how are you going to say that you believe in someone, or you believe someone, and yet everything that they say is not the truth? If someone is, obviously we're not perfect, of course, but generally, if you are saying that this person is a man of God or whatever, then there should be some more confidence in someone, rather than trying to look for advice from somewhere else. All right. Romans chapter 16 verse 17. Now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions and offenses contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned, and avoid them. For they that are such serve not the Lord YAHAWASHI and MANASHAH, but their own bellies, and by good words and fair speeches deceive the hearts of the simple. Basically, they are making division. They're saying, oh yeah, you need to do this, you need to do that, rather than just sticking to what is right. And that's what I've been seeing, honestly, with Deacon Genesis as a whole. Okay, the group, the camp Genesis, where in all honesty, I cannot be more upfront about it. And on top of that, he literally said that if he wanted to make money, he would teach Gentiles can be saved. He basically said that. But he was trying to save it by saying, "Oh, but I only want to teach it through Christianity." Well, that's just ridiculous. You're basically trying to. It's still a form of Christianity, because obviously we understand. I'm not trying to play semantics here. But as a matter of fact, let's just skip that altogether and just go into the actual point, where he's trying to get everyone, or let everyone feel included, so that, oh yeah, everyone is going to watch, everyone's going to feel like, oh, Deacon Slakia, oh my god, that's my fault, Slakia, Freudian slip. Deacon Genesis is batting for us. He's standing up for us Gentiles. He's standing up for us Chinese, Edomites, whatever, and stuff like that. We support him. Let's throw our money at him and stuff like that. Like that's basically what it is. Okay, so yeah, all right, and honestly, that sounds very underhanded, I guess, and also paints them in a bad light. But of course, this is the stuff that you have to be aware of. You have to understand that there are people that are looking to take advantage of you. All right. So, yeah, and this is what we say, where people are teaching contrary to what is true. All right. Now, basically, Ephesians chapter 4 verse 14, that we henceforth be no more children, tossed to and fro and carried about with every wind of doctrine, by the sleight of men and cunning craftiness, whereby they lie in wait to deceive. Why are people flip-flopping and switching? Just stick to the thing, okay? And as I said before, the whole gumbo thing, they're being tossed to the wind. Oh, I want to go to the direction of HOY. I want to go to the direction of WFI, GMS, all this stuff, rather than just staying in one spot, okay? Bear with me one moment, Slack you. Slakia, sneeze. Basically, okay, I almost came back. Basically, Ephesians chapter 4 verse, yeah, I already read that, Slakia. Continuing on, Mark chapter 3 verse 35, for whosoever shall do the will of Yahweh, the same is my brother and my sister and my mother. The Lord told us what to do. The Lord did not say, oh, don't do Saturday, Sunday, Sabbath and stuff like that. Oh, the Lord said, teach the heathens. The Lord didn't, well, technically, all right. But anyway, the Lord didn't say, oh, as a matter of fact, let me get this instead to better prove it. Revelation chapter 22. Revelation chapter 22 verse 18, for I testify unto every man that heareth the words of the prophecy of this book, if any man shall add unto these things, Yahweh shall add unto him the plagues that are written in this book, and if any man shall take away from the words of the book of this prophecy, Yahweh shall take away his part of the book of life and out of the holy city and from the things which are written in this book. Basically, adding on the things saying, oh, Gentiles can be saved, when that's not what the scriptures teach. The scriptures teach that only Israel. It literally says salvation is for Israel. It doesn't say salvation is for Israel and Gentiles. Okay. On top of that, the thing about Gentiles, whenever it talks about Gentiles, the addition or the understanding is that the Gentiles are, what's the word? Are Israelites, okay? They're actually bloodline Israelites, but they look like the other nations. So the thing about that is, which I feel like it's so easy to understand, but yet like it feels like such a stupid addition, a stupid like technicality or whatever that you just don't have understanding for. All right, like for an example, if I see a so-called, bear with me one moment. Let's say if I see a so-called Chinese person, all right, someone that looks like a Chinese person, and I say, and I talk to them, they say, hey, I believe in YAHAWAH and His. They try to do all the commandments and all this stuff. They are sincere, okay? That's not me saying, oh, I'm letting a Gentile in. That's me acknowledging that this person is part of the diaspora. The diaspora, which basically means that they are an Israelite by blood, but their ancestors just mixed and mingled with the other nations, so they look like the other nations, but are actually an Israelite, because on their father's side, like for example, I always go to this, Blake Griffin. Go look up Blake Griffin's father, and then go look up Blake Griffin's son. All right, that's a perfect example of that, where Blake Griffin's father is a so-called dark-skinned Jake, and then Blake Griffin is a light-skinned, and his Edomite and his son looks like a complete Edomite. That's a perfect example of that, where just think of it in the Chinese equivalent, okay, the Indian equivalent, the Middle Eastern equivalent, whatever. That is the exact same thing, where they are not Gentiles, they are Israelites, but they look like the other nations. All right, so that's what it actually is. But we're not saying that because you look like a Chinese, you look like an Edomite, you look like whatever, that you can't be saved. All right. So next, Ezra chapter 4 verse 3. But Zerubbabel and Jeshua and the rest of the chief of the fathers of Israel said unto them, ye have nothing to do with us, but to build an house unto the Lord. Oh, let me actually get more context. Verse 1. Now when the adversaries of Judah and Benjamin heard that the children of the captivity built the temple unto the Lord Yahweh, power of Israel, then they came to Zerubbabel and to the chief of the fathers and said unto them, let us build with you, for we seek your power as ye do, and ye do sacrifice unto them since the days of Esarhaddon, king of Asher, which brought us up hither. But Zerubbabel and Jeshua and the rest of the chief of the fathers of Israel said unto them, ye have nothing to do with us to build an house unto our power, but we ourselves together will build unto the Lord, power of Israel, as King Cyrus the king of Persia hath commanded. Basically, a bunch of heathens had said, "Oh yeah, we want to come join you guys and build with the and build with you Israelites, even though we're heathens and stuff like that." And they said, "Oh no, get away, get lost, leave. We don't want you to participate. This is just for us Israelites only." So this is the exact same thing. It's not anyone can be included thing, and they are adding onto the thing, adding onto the scriptures by saying that. And this wasn't even supposed to be about this stuff, but this is in general for people like, why are you? If I'm over here plainly saying it for anyone to know that that this is only for Israelites. All right. If you think that that anyone can be saved, then why are you here? Okay, if I'm teaching contrary to that. Now, while I say that anyone can't be saved, not just anyone can be saved, that doesn't mean that if you look like a Chinese or so-called Edomite or so-called whatever, or a white person, so-called Indian, whatever, that does not mean that I think that you are a demon or anything like that. You could be an Israelite, and that is not up to me to decide based off your appearance. Because I met someone whom I believe, multiple people that I believe was Israelites. So with that, I pray this was edifying. I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to YAHAWAH, SHAMAIWAN, YAHAWASHI, the elders and apostles, great Moses, on the ball, and Shalom.